Hey boos, in this video, I give commentary based on my opinion. Nothing is to be taken as factual. We are just here to have conversation. We don't expose and we don't sip tea on this channel. I'm giving you real talk straight, no chaser. Let's see if you can handle it. I've been waiting a very long time for this, so just get some wine because you're gonna need it for this.
Cause I'm a boss.
Oh, hell no. Hi guys, it's Yoni and I'm back with another video. So in today's video, I wanted to talk about Kevin Samuels. Now, if you are not aware of who Kevin Samuels is, he is known to be a high value businessman and he makes YouTube videos, and he's also known to be a image consultant. So I'm trying to be serious, but it's just like if you are not aware of who Kevin Samuels is and his work and the things that he is known for, I'll make sure to leave his YouTube channel down below. But he is known on YouTube to be a high value businessman. Now, this is a label that he has given himself, and we're just gonna go with that. But he recently went viral because there was a live stream that took place of a woman calling in and asking him for dating advice and wanting to get his opinion on her personal situation pertaining to her dating life. So let's go ahead and get into this video clip that ended up going viral, and then I'll be back for the remainder of my commentary.
I honestly want a six-figure guy, is what I'm realizing.
And ma'am, and that's my point. You ladies all feel like, listen, you ladies all feel like you're the exception to the rule. And then when someone like myself comes along and gives you a dose of reality, instead of just accepting it, it's like, yeah, but I'm special. You don't know any men on this level that are not your father, that aren't related to you. That means you don't know these men. You don't know where to go get them. You don't know what they want. But you're still saying, pick me. They don't want mid-30-year-old baby mamas. I'm trying to be polite, man, but they don't want those.
Can I ask you a question?
Did you hear what I said?
Yes.
Why is that so? Okay, go ahead.
Why is it so what?
Go ahead.
From my point of view, I feel like I get what you're saying. They do have better options, but also those better options are younger girls. Those younger girls don't necessarily 20-year-olds are not necessarily attracted to 45-year-olds.
Bullshit. I'm 51 and I can't beat them off with a stick. That's another one you lies. No, younger women are attracted to older men. What are you talking about?
So can you see me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So do you feel like a woman like me?
Uh-huh. What would you rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? You cannot use 7.
Would I rate myself?
Just your face.
My face when I wake up, 5, but when I put myself together, 6.
Okay. And how tall are you?
5'5".
Dress size.
I'm sorry?
Your dress size.
A 3.
Okay. So that makes you, if you give yourself a 5, that's average.
Yes.
So average looking women tend not to get high earning men. They tend to get average men.
So,
did you, I mean, stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. Breathe and digest. You're 35 years old and you can look around and see the world. You don't tend to see higher earning men with average looking women off rip. If you do see them, they got them They got their average looking woman when they were both really young and he built his way up. But a man earning the kind of money you're talking about does not go for an average looking woman.
I mean, my body is not average, so.
But ma'am, you please don't make me say it.
Say what? I really just wanted some advice. I love your.
I'm giving you advice, but you're not taking it. The advice is, ma'am, you're average looking at best.
I'm taking it in, but
okay, but you're not accepting the fact that average looking women, average looking woman who's older, average looking older woman with a 13-year-old son. Average looking woman with a 13-year-old son with a sketchy baby daddy. This gets worse every time I say something. And now you're asking for a man who's in the top 10% of men. You don't qualify for one. And you're making, I don't want to have to go there. But when you put in all these other factors, why can't you just get a man that's an average guy?
Sometimes I feel like in order to fully submit, I have to feel like he's in.
Well, then you're gonna die alone. How about that? Let me just cut to the chase, ma'am. You can feel like what you want to, but women like you die alone, straight up. Because you think you're better than the men that you qualify for. And the only reason, honestly, ma'am, that I can see a woman like yourself really thinking you deserve more is because you earn more money than most people around you in North Carolina. But if your ass worked at the post office, you would not think so highly of your opportunities. And that's the reality. Men don't care about your money. Not the kind of men that you want. We don't care about your money. It ain't ours. We care about the fact that you are older and you got kids. And you're average. And your reality of your life has showed you that. You don't have the kind of men that you want knocking on your door trying to find you. See, what we've done in this country, this world, is we've told women like yourself that you can have it all, and you got a Prince Charming who's 6 feet tall, 6-figure income, jawline, all this other kind of stuff. And I'm sorry, man. No. Most people get average people, especially average people. And you're an average person. I mean, let's be real. You're not running Microsoft. You got a pet grooming business. You've been making 6 figures for the last 3 years. Okay. But if I looked at you and I took all that off of you, all the eyelashes and all the hair, what do you look like under there?
I mean, I look the same.
No, you don't. Because if you did, you wouldn't have all that on.
I'm sorry?
No, you don't. You don't look the same because if you did, you wouldn't have all that on.
So, what is your advice for women that?
All right, I'll tell you my advice, man, because you're not listening to me. This is why I always recommend you need therapy. Because you seem like a sweet woman, but you're not getting it.
You're being so mean.
I'm not being, don't tell me I'm being mean. I'm about to be mean. I get tired of you broads telling me I'm being mean because you cannot handle the goddamn truth. You called my show on a day that you ain't even supposed to be here. And I honored the call and sat here and tried to help you. And I'm telling me I'm being mean. Get the fuck out of my phone. Tired of y'all doing this shit.
So of course you guys are probably wondering, well, what is my opinion? My opinion on this viral clip. I want to start off by saying that what he said, it is facts. It's true. It's facts. But the context in what he said is based off of his own preference. So he's sitting up here and he's labeling this woman based off of his preference. He believes she's average. but every man is going to be different.
Well, I disagree with him at least probably 1,000% on his statement. I felt like at the end of the day, I feel like when you a woman, I ain't gonna lie. Me and you, we both black men. We all know when it comes to women and when it comes to men, a woman can set a standard at what she wants, and somewhere on this planet, it's a man that's gonna do it. They can ask for the most ridiculous shit on this planet. It's a man that's gonna do it. Period. It's period. It's literally women that refuse to work in everything. And it's a man that's going to take 100% of them. And based on her being average looking, that's his opinion. It's somebody that might think she's the most prettiest woman in the world. I feel like you shouldn't lower your standards for anyone. If those are your standards, you stick to them. Even if you don't meet them as a woman, because it's a man that's going to do it for you. At the end of the day, she's going to find somebody, and at the end, is she going to prove it wrong?
Bro.
I'm doing it.
Now you making a point. You definitely made a point when you said basically there's somebody out there for everybody. I agree with that. That's what you're basically saying. But be real, bro. Is she average looking to you or is she fine to you? Tell it like it is.
I mean, to me she is, but that doesn't mean
whoa. Is she average or fine?
To me, she's average. I can do better than her. I my girlfriend better than her. But that doesn't mean to somebody else that she's not absolutely gorgeous. And I'm pretty sure the men that she's dated already before think she's absolutely gorgeous.
Personally, in my opinion, he's labeling her off of face value, which majority of men do. However, the context is going to look different because every man is going to have a different preference. That is my opinion on this viral clip. But I wanted to focus on Kevin Samuels because there are so many men on YouTube like him that are driven by their egotistical, misogynistic mentality that, in my opinion, is poisoning a community of men. But when it comes to Kevin Samuels, based off of my research, based off of what I've heard, it could be gossip, it could be true. But I feel like the reason why he focuses so much on face value and materialism is because he's insecure. Just because a man has money doesn't mean he's confident, doesn't mean he's secure in himself. Now, I don't know what this man's bank account looks like, but he really tends to operate from an egotistical standpoint, which I'm just not here for. I would never date a man like Kevin Samuels because he reeks of insecurities. And the reason why I say that is because, again, he places a lot of things on face value, materialism, and I feel like a lot of it has to do with the fact that he has had 2 to 3 failed marriages, if I'm correct. I'm not really sure, but again, those are rumors, so I can only say allegedly he has 2 to 3 failed marriages. So again, what Kevin Samuels said was true, and he was speaking facts according to men who place their self-identity and value on image and perception, meaning a man who is insecure and puts a lot of emphasis on his image and his perception. That is where he places his value, which makes him egotistical. And this is why he has the mentality that is so far stretched when we speak on misogyny. So, of course, it makes total sense to me because this is a man that claims to be an image consultant, a personal shopper. So I wouldn't expect anything less. Next, I wanted to talk about the women that go to him for dating advice. I don't understand why women take this man seriously. And I feel like majority of his audience are desperate women. I have to call it what it is. If you are taking dating advice from a man that can come on this platform and wear a suit and you haven't done the proper research to back up any of the things that he is feeding you, then to me, that just goes to show that you can be easily bought. Meaning, all a man has to do is wear a suit, look semi-good on paper, and you're sold. That is what a desperate woman is. But a woman of confidence cannot be easily bought, cannot be easily persuaded, will actually take the time to do research, to verify the things that are being fed to her, because this is what any confident woman would do. So I have made this very clear on my Instagram that I feel like Kevin Samuels is a con artist, a scammer. He is a baby daddy that claims to be a high value man based off of photos, videos. That's it. That's all we got. We don't have any more than that, but that. So if women are following Kevin Samuels, that means that you could be conned in your dating life, because that is basically what he's doing, in my opinion. So there was this video that I came across, and it's crazy because I've been saying this. I have dated high value businessmen, and I have made it known. And this is why I'm always telling you guys, go to charity events. Why? Because high value men donate. It's a tax write-off. So when you're dating a high value businessman, you are able to find simple things like business articles. If he is really making a wave within his community, when we speak on high value businessman, there should be a business article write-up on his work. When you look and Google and search Kevin Samuels, all you find is business consultant, YouTuber, blogger, but I don't see anything that he has actually done within his community based off of the research that I have conducted. So I came across this video not too long ago, and it really confirmed a lot of things for me, because again, I don't like just being influenced by people that I haven't done the proper research on. I don't allow anyone to just come in my spirit and influence me easily like that. So I take it very seriously. So if I'm taking you seriously, I've done the proper research to ensure that I'm being influenced in a way that is beneficial to me and it's real. So let's go ahead and check out this video that I ended up coming across due to research that I conducted, and then I'll be back for the remainder of my commentary.
The young man reached out to me and said, Marquette, I get such good business advice from you and Kevin Samuels. I'd love to see you two do a collaboration video. Turns out he's not even a businessman. How in the hell you giving people business advice and you haven't started one business? So now I gotta roast him. Why is that? Because I'm a hater? No, on the contrary. I gotta roast him because if young men are coming to you with their dreams and they're asking you how to become an entrepreneur and you're feeding them lies, oh, to me that's a problem. And by the way, just a quick side note. For all of you nerds on the internet who are watching this right now, like, oh man, he hating, that nigga hating right now. For all you bitch ass niggas who are at home, who are really nerds, put the Vaseline down, by the way, youngin'. You guys call yourselves alpha males, but as soon as you see the big dog have to slap a few pups, then you get sensitive. Oh, you a beta male, you a simp. Look here, youngin', let's just call me the apex predator. And you know what my favorite thing to hunt is? My favorite thing to hunt are fake alpha males, like Kevin Samuels. People who are poisoning the youth and misguiding them. First and foremost, if you're a businessman, you should have started some businesses. We should be able to read about your companies in the media. So check it out. Put in, quote, Kevin Samuels, end quote. And then use Google to search for news. There literally are only 2 news articles on this man from media. He is a fraud. No businessman can do business and only have 2 news articles on them. That's ridiculous. This year has been mostly ruined by COVID-19, and I got 2 business articles on me. Why? Because I'm actually a businessman. This man is out there impersonating other people's identity. He is an image consultant, which makes perfect sense because he's all image. Smoke and mirrors, all appearance, no substance. Now, why is that important? Because in the age of the internet, people can pretend to be all kinds of things while being nothing. And that's fine. I would let him go on with his lies, except for the fact that there are young men who are in ghettos. There are young men who are in poverty who want to be something great, and they're looking at this fraud thinking that he can show them the way and show them the light, when really he is misguiding them because he is misguided. And he who is misguided can only misguide. This dude is such a fraud that when you Google his name and you click the news filter, it's from Oklahoma. No disrespect to anybody, but who in the fuck cares about Oklahoma? Anybody could get in the news on Oklahoma. Why? Because it's Oklahoma. Is he in the news for being a business owner, being a CEO? No. He's in the news for being a fashion consultant, for being a personal shopper. You know, a grown-ass man would never be a personal shopper. My OG Jewish guy named Rick, his wife, who's a 25-year-old Colombian chick, she's a personal shopper. Why? Because that's something that rich guys let their wives do so they can pretend they have a job. Being a personal shopper is not a goddamn job. And further, how is he a life coach or a lifestyle coach if he's teaching you that what you're wearing matters so much? It doesn't. That's how you know he's a phony. He's concerned with the image, the exterior, not the reality. Because his reality is filled with falsehood. How do we know? Take a look at his LinkedIn profile. Here's the kicker. He hasn't even had a proper job. Look on his LinkedIn. 2 of the companies don't even have profile photos because they're fake companies. Furthermore, trip on this. At the companies he did work at, Yellow Pages, and if you're old enough, you know the Yellow Pages used to be a big thick ass book, a directory where people would look up phone numbers and look up information for businesses before the internet came out, right? It's an old company. I'm shocked it's still alive. You could tell he's an old nigga. And when he worked for the company, he didn't even have a high ranking position. He didn't even do much in sales. So where does he get off giving business advice to young people? Hurts my heart. So if someone comes to me and they want to talk business, I can give them advice because I've actually run multiple companies in many industries. So that's my identity. Now, if someone came to me and asked me about something I don't know about, I would refer them to an expert in that industry or that field. So for example, if you came to me right now and you said, Marquette, I want to figure out how to be a fake motherfucker and lie to young men and make up shit and pretend to be things I'm not. I said, oh, you got to go to Kevin Samuels. He is an expert in that area, ladies and gentlemen. Well, how are you a fashion expert when you shop off the rack? Off the rack. My nigga in Macy's like getting stuff off the rack, but you're a fashion expert. If you're a fashion expert, you might have did what I did, which is to fly to Dubai and meet with your clothier and walk into a fabric store and pick out a fabric such as this one and have a suit made from scratch, such as this one. That's when you really know fashion. Further, I have a bunch of different fashion products I've created. Women's wrap skirts, men's boxing shoes, men's velvet slippers, men's travel vests, men's shirts, all sorts of things. I'm a fashion expert because I've created products and services in the fashion industry. Kevin Samuels, he's like 70 years old and he's created all of 0 businesses in the fashion industry, yet he's a fashion expert. That's mind-boggling. How does that work out? You're going to let someone on the internet say there's something and you're going to believe them just because they said it? I encourage you, do your research. But in this case, you don't have to because I've already done it for you. Let me tell you some more of Kevin Samuels' lies. Go to his website. Now, if you're a businessman, you should sell all kinds of products and services. I know I do. I clicked his website and then we clicked products, right? If you're a businessman, you have products. Under products, there were no fucking products. What in the hell is this? I'm like, where are the products at? You a business guy. You got a whole TV show on YouTube where you're giving business advice. This man is a fraud. Never trust anyone on YouTube whose primary job is as a YouTuber. Think about it. We went to his website, his words, and he wrote that he's a keynote speaker. So we went ahead and just went back to Google, which is a great reference point. Not everything's on Google, but a whole lot of things are on Google. We typed in Kevin Samuels' name, and then we went to images. All his goddamn photos are like fraudulent staged photos of him posing where? In random stores. He's posing in random clothing stores, which you could do that, I could do that. He doesn't own the store. Did I see a single photo of him giving a speech? Not one. Did I see a single photo of him orating or of him accepting an award for all of these amazing things he's supposedly done? Not one single photo of him giving a speech. Not one single photo of him getting an award. Why? Because he's a sham, a scam artist, a charlatan. Why does this matter to me? I believe in young people, and I believe if they can get a good education, they can earn for themselves. So they don't have to ask the government for a stimulus check. They can earn for self, but they can't do that when they're being lied to by a charlatan like Kevin Samuels. You can never learn how to do something from someone who's never done it. He created a show called Lion's Den, which he ripped off the title from another show called Lion's Den that's about entrepreneurs pitching their ideas. But Kevin Samuels never has given a pitch of his business. How are you a business person if you never pitched a business? If you had, I'd be able to see it online. I want to wrap this up by pointing out the following. How are you going to be a lifestyle coach when your entire lifestyle is pretending to have a life that you don't have? Think about this. Kevin Samuels is always in business suits trying to look corporate, but he's never been corporate. Look at his LinkedIn. He says that he's a keynote speaker. I have never said I'm a keynote speaker, but you'll see that I'm endorsed for public speaking 49 times. So when this guy says he's an investor, he's not an investor. When he says he's a businessman, there's no evidence of that. When he tries to dress up in these suits and these neckties and look all corporate, it's all phony because he's not corporate. He's never held a major corporate job. He's never founded a company. He's never even created a fashion product but purports to be a fashion expert. If I'm lying, please correct me. Now, on the other hand, if you want to get good advice from someone who's actually done business, my recommendation is, I'm not saying you come to me, I'm saying you go to someone. Because your path will be so much easier if you can find an expert who's actually had the experience and they can give you reality-based advice to make your path easier. I mean, after all, Kevin Samuels literally has videos about what kind of food you can eat to make your dick bigger.
You got a big dick?
Huh?
You have a big dick?
I mean, it's above average. I ain't no Ron Jeremy.
No. I asked you if you had a big dick. I didn't say it was above average.
I don't know what that is, really.
Nigga, you know if you got a big dick or not. Stop the bullshit. Every dude know whether or not he got a big dick. I know I got a big dick. You don't know?
I mean,
you don't have a big dick. That's the point. You don't have a big dick. You don't have a big wallet. You're a fat dude. And you got a lot of nerve thinking you should get choosing signals at 5'10" and 300 pounds, making less than $1,000 a month at 20 years old. And women should approach you. What they get, they don't even get a big dick.
So, in my opinion, when it comes to Kevin Samuels, I don't know a high value businessman that can go live 5 times a day, 5 or more times a day, maybe a minimum of 3 times a day. High value businessmen are busy. They have such a hectic schedule. They are typically workaholics. So it's interesting to me that this is a man that can go live 3 to 4 to 5 times a day, but claims he's a high value businessman, but you never see him actually conducting business, not in a way of a high value businessman. So again, I have dated high value businessmen. Their schedules will not allow them to be on YouTube half the day. That is just real. Let's call a spade a spade. Another opinion that I have is that I feel like desperate women are footing the bill for his high value lifestyle. And in my opinion, his high value lifestyle is simply based off of perception, image. In my opinion, he's just another YouTuber slash blogger. But I wanted to give you guys 3 rules that I came up with that I live by. Rule number 1, never put yourself in a line of fire to be disrespected by a man. And I felt like that is what the woman did in that viral clip. She put herself in that position to be disrespected. Rule number 2, the desperate woman will always be taken advantage of. So are you a desperate woman? Because if you are, you will be easily bought and you will be taken advantage of, because men like Kevin Samuels prey on women who are desperate. Rule number 3, stop putting men on pedestals all because they look good on paper. Focus on a man's character. So in conclusion, when we speak on this entire situation, I feel like women need to stop romanticizing being with a man so much to where they're placed in this desperate space. I feel like women need to love themselves more. You need to give yourself more credit. I feel like there's too many women out here giving men too much credit. Just entirely too much. You need to be confident in who you are by yourself. A man should not come along and define who you are as a woman. I feel like women should focus more on finding a life coach, not a dating coach, a life coach. And the reason is because life doesn't start and begin and end with men. It starts with you. It starts with you. You have 100% control over your life. And a dating coach cannot or shouldn't be able to come along and tell you your worth, your value, or what you are deserving of. You should know what that is within yourself. And if you don't know what that is, I advise that you get a mentor or a life coach. So there was a tweet that I posted to my IG story, and this tweet ended up going viral, but there's so much truth in this. The tweet reads, "Women set the tone in a relationship. Whatever you allow or demand, that's what you're going to get. So if you're not expecting ish from a man, what you think his A gon' do? They not as dumb as y'all think they are. They play chess, y'all be playing Connect 4. Y'all calling them dumb, but they've been running game on you. Avoiding accountability by gaslighting and making y'all think getting nothing from them is true love." Who is really the dumb one? We can't keep moving like this as black women. Y'all need to hurry and get on code. So again, a desperate woman will always be taken advantage of. If you don't learn anything from this video, a desperate woman will easily be bought and will easily be taken advantage of. You set the tone. You set the standard. Just because Kevin Samuels has this preference doesn't mean all men have that same preference. Go where you are loved, go where you are appreciated, and you will find someone, single mother and all, 35 and all. It's really up to you. Being a woman of purpose will allow women to stand firm and confident in who they are as women. But you can't do that if you think men are your only purpose. Find purpose within, so then you can stand firm and confident in your standards. Stop allowing men to define your standards. Define them for yourself. So that pretty much completes this video, you guys. I would love your thoughts and opinions, so make sure you comment them down below. And if you're new here, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you are notified for when I upload, and I will catch you guys in my next video.